Don't you just love that intro? Brand new too. Welcome. Don't change your dials. It's gonna be a fun show. I'm going solo dolo for a little bit. This is Kevin Wilson. Uh kind of doing like the Around the Ropes radio show or the podcast, whatever you want to go and call it. So we're gonna go and talk the week that was pro wrestling. If you're wondering where John is or Ray or Jay, they're along at some point. I don't know. John, I think, is coming in about an hour. Jay, hopefully the next 10 or 15 minutes. Until then, you got me. And the only reason I'm on is because, well, at my regular job, I have a night off because the South went through an ice storm. And I only got about a quarter-inch ice, but there's still some spots in town that are a little icy still. So I got a couple of nights off at work. Feels great. I'm going to be rested going back to work tomorrow. Um, anyway, so the week this was in pro wrestling, I had no idea that we had a Saturday night's main event coming up. I knew we had Royal Rumble, no idea about Saturday night. So having a night where, oh no, bat in the hatches, an ice storm coming to the south. Oh no. Decided to go and watch it. Um, let me tell you, I found that to be a very enjoyable show. Watched the whole thing, of course, because it's Saturday night, not at the bar. Not doing the normal Kevin Wilson stuff. And gotta say, I'll go and do a quick little rundown of how it went. To open it up with Cody and Jacob Fatu, and to have that basically just be a brawl, I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. We don't need to go and pop that cherry all that quick. Let that kind of breathe a little. I want Cody and Jacob on the grandest stage. I don't want them to be starting their first match on a random Saturday night in January. Um, it would be nice if they can go and have the match, of course, but the brawl we got was great, especially where both of them were basically, no, I don't give a care that the ref is trying to go and break it up. I don't care that the security guy's trying to break it up. Even Cody's throwing haymakers and throwing Robinson down, throwing this ref down, throwing these guys all around. It was a great way to go and open the show. I get the fans not liking it because you're expecting a match, you're expecting something different. Well, this was something, or not something different, but maybe like same old same old. We get a match. This was something different. This was something kind of neat to go and look at and watch. I quite enjoyed it, quite a bit. So, of course, any good brawl, you got table spots. Oh, we got that in spades. Um, Drew McIntyre shows up and throws Jacob Fatu through a table. Then he jackknife power bombs Cody Rhodes through the other table. So now you got Drew standing tall, basically telling SmackDown and the WWE universe that, hey, I'm your champion. I'm better. And that's definitely not going to pay dividends later on down the road with some type of triple threat at Royal Rumble or WrestleMania or something. So that was the start of Saturday night's main event. So of course, starts hot, starts great. The actual opening match now is for the women's tag titles. I can't say Riho. I don't know why, but I'll say Rhea Sky because that's what the tag team is versus Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. I thought was an excellent match. It really, really was. What was even better about it was you go through the match. It's a great match in general. I really, really enjoyed it. But you have Raquel come in, and that's a very unique. I'd never seen it before. She cuts out Charles Robinson. I don't think it was Charles Robinson ref in the match. Forgive me if I can't remember who the refs are, other than Jessica Carr and Charles Robinson. That's about all I know. Um, Pulls the ref's legs out. No, sorry. Pulls Rhea's legs out. Lands on the ref. And that breaks up the 3 count. Unique as hell. I liked that. I liked that a lot. Um, so you go watch that and you're thinking, okay, well, here we go. Judgment Day is going to get another couple of championships. Liv Morgan's going to have more titles. Roxanne Perez is going to get a championship. You know, the numbers game plays a factor. And then you hear La Primera's music hit. Uh, no walking boot. Goes and beats up Raquel, throws her over the rail, gets rid of her, super kicks. Back to the 2-on-2. Rhea with the win on Liv Morgan with the Riptide. Forgive me, it's been a while since I've had to go and do solo. Does that Riptide, gets the 3 count. And what I'm liking about this pairing of Rhea Ripley and Io Sky is Rhea looks concerned when she wins the match. You know, like she's won, so she's relieved. The match is over. We won. But then as soon as she sees Io come over to her to celebrate, it's like just this big grin on her face. And I love it. Because it just means that when the heel turn happens, and my money's on Io turning on Rhea, by the way. I don't think Rhea is going to be the one turning this time. It's just going to make it even more emotional. You know, if you guys remember a couple of years ago, Dom turning on Rhea and how emotional Rhea looked as she's watching Dom kiss Liv and Liv kiss back. If you remember that moment, you remember the emotions on the face, you're gonna go and see a different side of Rhea Ripley when Io Sky turns on her. Mark my words, that's how it's gonna happen. God, what was the next match on the card? I know the ending match. Oh, yeah, that's right. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. The reason that I figured out we have a Saturday night's main event is because I saw the clip on TikTok of AJ and Shinsuke talking on SmackDown. And that just immediately like, ooh, okay, yeah, let's go watch this one. This is gonna be a good one. Because I remember watching the one they had 10 years ago at the Tokyo Dome. What a fantastic match then. And what a fantastic match Saturday night. I really thought that match Saturday night was probably, I mean, it was the match of the night, you know, given we're only 3 matches. Match of the night, match of the weekend. Excuse me one second while I yawn because I always yawn, apparently, especially during live shows. It was just such a phenomenal match. There were callbacks to New Japan. There were callbacks to old AJ Shinsuke matches. I still think that match at WrestleMania 34 was one of the best ones on that card. All these different callbacks. You know, the callback to, you know, the bullet. And instead of Shinsuke just, I remember him just swatting it away during the New Japan match all those years ago. This time, he catches it and puts it on his heart. I just thought that was the bee's knees on that particular callback. So, AJ and Shinsuke, fantastic match. I really did think it was an absolutely fantastic match. I really did. And not that the Fatal 4-Way to main event the show didn't have its fantastic moments. There just was a lot of story and history and emotion with this match because judging off of Shinsuke's Instagram post that's now deleted, it sounds like AJ Styles is for sure retiring at the Royal Rumble. And that's a shame. That really is if that's the case. Now I kind of expect, you know, there to be some type of shenanigans at the Royal Rumble match with Gunther. We'll see about that. I, of course, will not be able to go watch because apparently the ESPN YouTube TV deal doesn't come into effect until at least the end of 2026. So I'll be having to sail the 7 seas to be able to watch the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and it kind of aggravates me a little bit. Might have to re-air a certain corner to maybe go and talk about that. So get to that fatal four way. Oh, of course, before we get to the fatal four way, AJ and Shinsuke ending it with admiration and respect towards one another is also just a great, great thing. Very emotional to go and see. Um, I really did think it was fantastic. Definitely worth going to watch Saturday night's main event just for that match alone. It really was a great, great, great show. And of course, it's in Montreal. So the Fatal Four Way to go and see who Drew McIntyre is going to face for the WWE Championship. Randy Orton, Damian Priest, Sami Zayn, and somebody in the comments I hope can help me out here. I forget the fourth guy. I feel like he was an important name. I'm going to have to look this up. Saturday night main event. So unfortunately, when you do these one-man shows, you have to kind of talk things out the entire time because the worst thing that you could ever possibly have is dead air. Trust me, nobody wants dead air. I'm trying to go on fast. There it is. And Trick Williams. Why? Wow. Oh, party foul by me. Forgetting Trick Williams. Ooh, that was bad. I will say, I watched a lot of Trick Williams in NXT, and I thought he was great down there. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. To see him within a few short weeks on the main roster as already over as he is just it's just phenomenal how over he's already gotten. He is absolutely a superstar. Him and Obafemi absolutely going to be superstars. They're the future. They are absolutely the future of the WWE, of pro wrestling in the WWE landscape. I'm sure AEW, there's other people who are going to be the future. I haven't watched AEW in a while, so forgive me. I work nights, leave me alone. I thought that Fatal Four Way was not quite to the level of Shinsuke and AJ, but it was a great match. It was a fantastic Fatal Four Way. I loved the false finishes. I loved the drama associated. I loved Trick trying to go and take advantage of an RKO and steal a victory. I love those heel tactics. Damien's role in it, he played phenomenally. He was fantastic. I really did think that was a great, great show. It really was. I will admit, I did not think Sami Zayn was going to win. I thought that maybe some old habits were going to die hard in WWE. If you're the hometown guy, you're going to lose, and you might lose embarrassingly. And instead, the hometown guy picked up the win, and now he goes on to Royal Rumble. I almost said WrestleMania. He goes on to the Royal Rumble to face Drew McIntyre, which I think I said it in a comment in the group chat or somewhere. Might have been talking with a coworker about this. There is not the same like gravitas to the Royal Rumble this year than there has been in previous years. I don't know if it's because it's in Saudi Arabia or if there's just not as much because of an admittedly down year in the WWE. I'm really kind of flabbergasted a little bit about where things are in terms of the Royal Rumble, because this is one of the marquee events on the WWE calendar, and for some reason, no one seems to really be caring. Um, for me, I've been kind of looking at it like there really hasn't been a big build. I mean, there's really, other than the two Royal Rumbles, there's two matches. You get the WWE Championship, and then you've got AJ and Gunther in the career-threatening match, which now may not have the same emotions attached to it with Shinsuke Nakamura's errant Instagram post. Now maybe that was all a part of the work, part of the show, and hey, this is what it's going to be. Um, but I don't know if there's going to be the same number of surprises you would typically see. I don't know if you're going to see, you know, some of the fun things, because it's a Saudi crowd. And Saudi crowds, from what I've watched, they can be a bit odd. Um, not odd in like they sit on their hands and do nothing. They are animated, they are cheering, but they sometimes can just be odd in who they cheer for. It's kind of like going to Toronto, where The Rock is the good guy and Hulk Hogan is the bad guy, and yet we're going to love Hulk Hogan and boo The Rock. It almost reminds me of that. Um, I don't know. This Royal Rumble just doesn't feel the same as it has in the past. Um, yeah, it really just doesn't feel the same. But looking at the list of, let's see, the list of who is in each match. So I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for the Royal Rumble. 15 out of the 30 entrants for the men have already been announced. Um, so those 15, it's Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Penta, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, Javon Evans, and Oba Femi. All of the Vision being in, and that little segment last night about that little segment last night where Logan Paul is saying that we should all, if we all get it at the same time, team up with Braun Breaker winning it. I got a feeling Logan Paul's gonna, beat Logan Paul, and end up trying to go and do that for himself. Um, all that aside, to only have 15 announced, it just feels. Hang on one second, folks. Okay. It just feels like it's. I don't know. Like there's now, no, there's only 15. There's going to be some type of surprise. There's going to be a few more announced, because right now I'm looking at, well, let me go and count here. So that's 5, 10. I'm looking at 11 Raw superstars to 4 SmackDown on the men's side. It's a little crap. That is definitely a mismatch. I'm sure SmackDown this Friday, there's going to be a lot more announced. I'm sure throughout the week. I'm sure you're going to get some NXT people. Maybe you get some legends. Could it possibly be a Chris Jericho showing up? Could we maybe get, some legends that, hey, a one night only type of deal? The Gong, perhaps. Maybe Brock Lesnar shows back up. Maybe the Saudis paid The Rock a handsome amount of money. You never know. You really don't. But that is on. Oh, okay. Announced on. So Oba Femi is unaffiliated. Still 10-4 Raw over SmackDown. So it's a lot. A lot on the men's. My money is on. I don't want to say Cody. I don't think it would be Cody. Maybe Cody and Fatu when you do what they did before WrestleMania 10. Ugh. Ugh. Before WrestleMania 10, Lex Luger and Bret Hart tying because both their feet hit at the same time. Maybe they do something like that. Or they could do before WrestleMania 2000, where The Rock's feet touched. So Big Show won, but The Rock and Big Show fought to see who was the Royal Rumble. It can get a little convoluted at times when you look at their history. Anyway, women's side. So far, 17 have been announced. On the Raw side, you got Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, Asuka, Maxine Dupree, and Becky Lynch. And on the women's side, for SmackDown, you got Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, and Julia. So, 17 of those 30. So that leaves 13 potentially from NXT or other SmackDown entrants, or perhaps surprises like bringing in this guy here.
Whoa! I survived the storm. I survived the storm. Wilson, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Sorry, I'm late. The 14th.
No. You're good.
And the MTA does not make it easy for me to get home. Does not.
Yeah, that's why I've relished in being home this entire time. You know, I've been home since Friday night.
This is the first day I go back to work, so the trains were not friendly, and they're not friendly tonight. That's for damn sure.
Oh, no. From what I remember, even living up in Massachusetts, the trains were not always all that great.
And it's double digits, but it feels like single digits. So, yeah, it's pretty bad out here since this whole Friday fiasco before the storm.
Oh, yeah.
You heard 18 people. You heard 18 people died in New York City. It's crazy. Insane.
I think I don't know about South Carolina. How many? I know of one in my county, but I don't know the total for the storms. But I mean, it is nuts that this storm started in New Mexico and ended on like Monday up in New England and Maine. Like that is just unreal that it was that long, that many miles. Like it took over like most of the country. And I'm very fortunate that I only got a quarter inch of ice. Didn't lose any power. The power didn't even like blip. There wasn't that like, a little flick and then it flicks just enough to shut things off.
Well, everything looks on over there from what I'm seeing. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And everything on here too. Ding! I got light.
Yes.
So what were we talking about? I hope you're not telling everybody that the Royal Rumble is going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I hope you're not saying that.
No. So I started the show off with Saturday night's main event, like my little brief review of Saturday night's main event. I only knew about it because of the clip of AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke challenging him for a match. Started talking about that, started getting in the Royal Rumble, how I'm not as excited for it. I think I might have said it back in December, or I might have said it in a group chat somewhere. I'm just not excited for the Royal Rumble. I've gone through the names of the men and the women's, and maybe there's surprises. Like maybe we get, I don't know, on the men's side, there's only 15 participants announced so far. Maybe we get a Chris Jericho. Maybe a returning legend who decides to come back for one night only because that Saudi paycheck is so dang good, brother. On the women's side, I heard a rumor today about possibly Paige returning.
Oh, that's nice.
So I wouldn't mind that. It's been a long time since I've seen Paige on WWE TV. It's been a long time since Saraya has been on WWE TV. Or sorry, not WWE. Saraya's AEW. It'd be nice if she was featured on the show.
Yeah, I mean, this is her home. It makes a lot of sense to her to just come back and retire.
Yeah, even if she doesn't retire, she just has like a couple of years before she decides to hang him up.
Don't worry, David Reynolds just dropped in the chat. Don't worry, I'm late too. We're all late. This snowstorm is super crazy. But this is a full Wilson's Corner show. I'm sure you heard. And
Yes,
by the way,
I was not late. I started at 8:01, which is early compared to sometimes when we go and start.
You do get a 3-minute grace, so that's good. So you did come in.
But yes, David, thank you for commenting on the show.
Thank you for coming because Jay's going to go off at the Royal Rumble in a minute. But go ahead. I'm going to go off in a minute. But go ahead.
No. We're good.
Well, I'm going to say this, Wilson, and everybody watching, and David that just joined us. Thank you for joining us, buddy. Yeah. But I'm going to say this. This is probably going to be one of the worst Royal Rumbles since the greatest Royal Rumble, won by Alberto Del Rio, which is still my number one worst Rumble of all time. That was just truly horrible. I hated it. I think it was. Is it 40?
The greatest Royal.
Is it the greatest that Alberto Del Rio?
You know what? No, he won the 40-man in Boston in 2012, I think.
Well, was it called the greatest Royal Rumble?
No. They just said it was the most Royal Rumble participants. The greatest
folks.
Royal Rumble was that Saudi one where there was like 50 participants.
Oh, excuse me. That's my mistake. Yeah. Thank you for correcting me.
That was the one that we got Titus O'Neil almost dying. He tripped and went out of the ring. That was just
listen, it was just a regular Rumble and they just added 10 more people.
They just added 10 more.
Okay, that was the worst
one where your final two is Alberto Del Rio and Cobra. Santino Marella.
And it was probably one of the worst.
That's your final two.
And I'm not saying just the whole Rumble in general. But I will say this. I think this is going to be one of the worst too. You know why? There was no promotions. We haven't seen any promotions going on. I remember Ray last week said he may have saw one or two that just glimpsed by watching Monday Night Raw. And I'm with him on that. And I think you got to go really hard. And I told Ray and John last week, I don't know if you heard, but I did say that if you don't have a storyline and you don't know what to do and you want to put something in it, just do what you did the years before that. You do the lottery ball, which R-Truth did a segment not too long ago. I think it was last week or the week before that he brung his balls to Adam Pearce and he's like, I want to be in the Rumble. Here's my balls. Do something like that. Get us a little entertained. I'm not entertained with a commercial of Roman Reigns coming back for the Rumble. That doesn't entertain me one bit. And I don't really care about most of the participants in the Royal Rumble, to be honest. I mean, you name a few. I'm not interested in Cody winning for the third time. No offense.
Yeah,
I know Jacob's not going to win. So where does that go? Am I finally going to get a face-to-face confrontation with Gunther and Brock Lesnar? I hope so.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, Brock could be one of those surprises that you see where he's not announced, and then Saturday night you go and Saturday afternoon. That's the other part that's tripping me out.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't, because we've gone and seen Clash in Paris, Clash at the Castle, where they start these shows at like noontime, 1 o'clock. But I think it's just still like Clash in the Castle, Clash in Paris. That's different. Those can be started at an earlier time. This is the Royal Rumble. It's just it's one of the big four.
Yeah, but the time used to bother me. It doesn't bother me. It's the fact that you didn't promote it right, and I think they really dropped the ball this year.
It's NFL playoffs right now, and I've watched a lot more ESPN. I'm still not seeing a ton of promotion for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and it's one of the biggest events. You have that ESPN app, as you mentioned. There's no promotion. ESPN is not even promoted. This past week, I will give them grace and say, whoa, they had Seth Rollins on. Whoa, yesterday, First Take had The Miz on. Okay, but I think it's a little too late too soon. And you have to promote it right. And, I could watch it anytime, but I'm not really interested. I'm not.
Well, I mean, for me, it's like gonna have to go. I said it earlier today, earlier in the show. I'm gonna have to sail the seven seas if I want to watch it Saturday. YouTube TV and ESPN still don't have that partnership going on. I just learned today that it's not going to be that when ESPN and YouTube TV had their negotiations back in November and October, whenever that was, they're not going to be able to have that partnership for ESPN Unlimited until at least by the end of this year. Which I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Got
So
your money.
like, don't have my money because apparently I was going to be getting this for free with YouTube TV.
Get mine
Apparently
either.
now I'm not.
I can watch it anytime.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to have to go and find an equivalent to those
here's the question.
streams I hear about.
Here's the question, Wilson. So we know that WWE on Netflix, they have the PLEs and they're showing all the PLEs for all the Royal Rumble. Will this Royal Rumble be shown after it's aired in Netflix in a day or two or in a week?
I don't know.
Because it's a good question. It's a really good question. They have all the PLEs. Every time I turn on Netflix, it shows all the Royal Rumble.
Ray has gone and said something in the. I feel like Ray has said something before about like you can go on to Hulu and watch it the day after or something.
Right. But Netflix got PLE control now, right? Because YouTube, they didn't have a partnership, whatever. They lost. They put some on their YouTube channel, and then some were just lost and in limbo. So
Peacock had it. Now it's looking like Netflix is going to get it. Which I don't mind if Netflix gets it. I probably have had Netflix for years and years and years, and I'll never get rid of it.
And we have a comment coming in from David Reynolds. He makes a great point.
Just about to say it.
Because the Saudis, go ahead, read it. But
I was going to read it from David Reynolds. I'll say this: I'm not against shows in Saudi Arabia. I'm glad they love wrestling. My only gripe is they don't get the whole storyline set up. They only want big names at events. I think that's what I was missing when I was talking about it earlier, how they were an odd crowd. It's not, forgive me, I'm backtracking. I'm going to go walk back the tape.
No, you're good.
It is not like the Toronto crowds where they cheer for Hogan when he's Hollywood Hogan and should be booed. No, it's an odd crowd because of what David's saying right below. They only want the big names. They're not always with it with the storylines.
And it's in every sport that the Saudis host. It don't matter if it's boxing or UFC. It's any sport.
If it's boxing, they want Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali's been dead for 5 years now, I think.
They want Mike Tyson fighting Floyd Mayweather. What about that?
That is never going to happen.
It may. It may.
Even if Jake and Logan Paul pulled all their money together, that's never going to happen.
And they really, David says another good point, just like we mentioned, they really dropped the ball with these storylines. They really did. Some of them don't make sense. Some of them don't make sense.
Are new to wrestling.
Yeah.
Or at least that's their perception that they're giving when they go and watch these shows. Like,
I will give him credit though. I've seen some of the setup photos online. It looks amazing.
And it took 2 weeks to go and finish that. So I'm pretty sure about 50 U.S. labor laws were broken, but it's in Saudi Arabia, so who cares? I'm sure there might have been some stretched out workers and potential human rights issues, but it's the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's what you're going to get. All that aside,
that's a good Wilson's Corner topic right there.
No, not really, because that's going to dive into stuff that is not suitable for air, especially on a pro wrestling radio talk show.
So you name 15. I said that this is probably going to be one of the worst Royal Rumble. Who do you have winning? At least one or three names you have winning the men's Royal Rumble this year.
So I had said 2 earlier with Cody and Jacob Fatu, and I kind of went and said maybe they can do what they did before WrestleMania 10, where Lex Luger and Bret Hart's feet touched at the same time, so they both were the winners, the co-winners of the Rumble. Maybe they have something like that to go and set up the triple threat with Drew McIntyre. That was one thought. The other name I can think of is probably Gunther. That's the only other name, or Braun Breaker. But I don't know if they want to go and have a heel, especially a Gunther type of heel, where he just seems to be that like the rumor I saw today that the WWE is trying to trademark career killer.
Okay, maybe you know your Royal Rumble history, but last year a face won. Who won the year before that, a face or a heel?
So Jey Uso won it last year.
Right? Who won the year?
And
It was
then it
Cody.
was
Was it
Cody
Cody?
and Cody.
Okay, it was Cody. So
So
I'm
that's
assuming Cody won back
23.
to back, right?
Yeah, Cody won back to back going into 39 and 40, and Jey Uso won
Okay.
going into 41. Brock won it going into 38, and at the time he was the good guy because
Okay.
Roman was the bad guy.
Right.
Going into 37, that was Edge,
Okay.
which then led to the triple threat with Daniel Bryan added. Going into 36 was Drew, who he was starting to turn face, but I think he was probably more of like a tweener. But after he eliminated Brock Lesnar, he was stone cold face.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this: with everything you name, they have to go heel this year.
And so it could be a Braun Breaker or Gunther.
I'm gonna say Braun Breaker. Number two, I'm gonna say Cody Rhodes. Number three, if they really want to be smart, Obafemi.
Mm.
Because
Ooh.
you have history there with Drew. So it makes sense.
You start talking about strapping a rocket. That's strapping a rocket.
Well, isn't the Royal Rumble to make stars or what?
It is.
So
It is definitely to go and make
how many?
stars.
Let me
And
ask
that
you
would
this.
absolutely make a
Let
star
me
with
ask you this.
Obafemi.
How many video package have you seen of Obafemi between Raw and SmackDown and Saturday night at any PLE? It's shown every time.
Yeah,
No
I
matter
mean, when I
what
turned
brand,
on
no matter PLE, you always see Obafemi's video package.
Raw last night, it went and showed he was
Exactly.
going to be at Royal Rumble.
And
And
they
I mean,
announced
I was talking about Trick earlier, and I mentioned Obafemi, but Trick Williams and Obafemi, they are the future. Those two are going to be fantastic stars. Carmelo Hayes is going to be a fantastic superstar.
you see, I
I,
like
I have so much faith in Carmelo Hayes, and I always had like I've seen him in NXT. Like, yeah, that's a guy who's got it.
I
Trick
like
Williams, oh, he's got it. Obafemi, he's got it. LA Knight, like David Reynolds says, unpopular opinion, but LA Knight to
yeah,
win the Royal Rumble.
I would love it too. I just don't
LA
see
Knight has it.
I
But after seeing Unreal, wow, I don't know if they're going to go with him anymore, which is a shame. I don't think they're going to put him at the top of the card. It might just be one of those good hand type of deals. That's a shame because Eli Drake, yeah.
I I could see Oba winning and going perfectly with Drew. Oh, are they ready to do that? I highly doubt it. That's why he's
Yeah,
number
I don't.
three.
And
But
David knows what's up. Hayes is thriving as a face right now. And
you
yeah,
know
he
why
is.
he's thriving as a face? Because it's organic and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. He's earning it. So that's the
That's the
best.
thing. Like Vince McMahon, saying the name, I know. The whole like shoving Roman Reigns is a guy. Roman Reigns is it needs to be Roman. It needs to be Roman. It doesn't need to be Roman. Let Roman be like seeing how the tribal chief evolved and how Roman Reigns became where he is now. When he shows up on my television screen, my eyes are there. I could be in the middle of a mission in Skyrim or Hogwarts Legacy, and it's paused, and I'm now looking at the TV. I don't care about what's on. I'll die in the mission. Roman Reigns is on my TV. And it's because it was that organic build to where he is now. Cody, it was that organic build to when he eventually did win the Rumble the second time. Now there's this groundswell of he has to win it this time, right? We are fully behind him this time. And that groundswell was started all the way back in 2018. that tweet to Dave Meltzer about selling out a 10,000 seat arena. That was where it started. And it just kept organically building and building and building over those years. So I just, that's what it's got to be. You can't just force it. You can't make the fan go and look at a wrestler and say, yeah, we're gonna be he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be fantastic. No, you let it happen organically. Don't force it. If you want us to go and look at him as the guy, let him come to it. Put him in positions where it's going to naturally have him be the good guy versus, oh, yeah, here he is. You're going to like him, or it's, it's kind of like the parent telling you you're going to go and eat beef stew, or you're not eating anything else until you eat it. Well, I don't want the beef stew. I want something else. I don't like beef stew.
Sometimes the organic people that get over, they get the ball and they fail. And we've seen that with Jey Uso, and we've seen them expose it in Unreal Season 1, unfortunately. Sometimes they get the ball and either they get nerves or they're not confident and they drop the ball.
That's the other part to it is, you look at Roman Reigns. I specifically, let me read this comment first from David Reynolds.
Sure.
That it just like I said, despised Reigns, felt like it was being forced down my throat. But then once he became the tribal chief, now it's F yeah, let's go. He's on my TV. Wait, I just died on a mission. I got to restart it. Oh, well, I'll restart it when Roman's off.
I agree with a little portion of that, but I was the one cheering for Reigns when Sheamus was champion and he won on Monday Night Raw. So I kind of wanted to belt off Sheamus. So yeah, I kind of cheered for him.
So I wanted it off of Sheamus too, because I never took him seriously as anything other than
it was a bad
mid card.
Yeah, it was bad as him as champ.
But that time, Roman and confidence. I remember the feud he had with John Cena.
Murdered.
And John just like Roman's just kind of standing there. John going, it's okay, I'll wait. It's called a promo. He should have learned how to do that. Oh. Well, now Roman knows how to do the promo because he has that confidence, because he was able to, over the years, learn from his mistakes. Seth Rollins, he is able to learn from his mistakes. There's just so many of these. There's just so many of these changes and all this confidence that some of these guys will have that you don't see it when you're younger. I've heard Bully Ray on Busted Open before go and say that if you're in your 20s in the business, you're not really there yet. It's once you get into your 30s and 40s is when you finally get it. You finally understand, and now the whole business changes for you. And it's almost like you finally understand, this is what I need to do to be over. This is what I need to do to get the adoration of the crowd. This is what I need to do to win people over. Not just out there, out in the crowd, or me watching on TV at home. Also the people in the back. Because if they are won over, they'll now have more confidence in, hey, we can go in just, yeah, no, here you go. Go out there and have fun. Have a blast, kid.
I truly feel that the past is the past and the now is the now. And I feel like athletes get it way quicker than indie wrestlers. And I'll give you the perfect example that nobody can fight me over. Kendall Gray from NXT is one of the best wrestlers that I have seen in the women's division, main roster, or NXT, or any other promotion. And she's only been there for 2 years. And she picked it up so fast that she is the next biggest star in my eyes.
Oh, yeah. I've been watching.
And I just feel that I'm just trying to, this is what I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand why professional athletes like a Trick Williams, which you say is one of the rising stars we have ever seen, how these athletes just pick it up so fast than these indie wrestlers that I've seen, going around town and town, state to state, doing it for over 10 plus years. I don't get it.
I mean, I think it's a healthy mix. Yeah, you're gonna have your guys like Seth Rollins, Tyler Black and ROH, Bryan Danielson becoming Daniel Bryan. For as many as you have, as many stories of those guys, of AJ Styles who cut their teeth outside of WWE, you're gonna have your Kendall Grays and Roman Reigns who didn't really do pro wrestling. Like Roman Reigns, it's in his family, of course, but he got to WWE and now he is who he is. Another name, I brought it up earlier because he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, and David brings up Austin Theory, somebody he didn't like at first, and now he's thriving.
Still trying to like him, David. I don't like where they're going with him, but I'm still trying.
I think with Austin Theory, it's going to take some time because there's been, we're almost to what, WrestleMania 42?
Okay.
So I still remember how he was at WrestleMania 38 taking a hell of a stunner. That was an excellent stunner cell. I love that.
Okay.
I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. I really do.
I think what we need to do is basically stop booking Austin Theory fighting luchadors. I think we need to stop that. Because if you want me to take him as that next level, because that's what the vision is, that's what they said in Unreal Season 2, that the next level tier, please stop fighting Rey Mysterio and Penta. What is that, Dragon Lee? I don't even recognize Dragon Lee anymore. So, no offense to the guys, but come on. That's not getting you to the next level. That's not.
That's also who they're currently feuding with. So you kind of have to get by this before you can go and say, all right, no more with the Rays and the Pentas and all that.
I don't even think they have a plan for him. I think the plan was
might just be get them to the next.
I think the plan was for him to just take the losses instead of Braun and Braun, but that's just me.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
But let's talk about the women because I know you got into a little bit into it. I know Tiffany Stratton is on her way to make a return for the Royal Rumble. That's confirmed.
I've been hearing about that too. But
am I looking forward to it? We'll see.
We'll call that what I've heard in the radio business. We'll go and call that a little tease. We're going to go and play something real quick. Just a couple minutes of your time from Flo.
And we're back. So I brought up the Women's Royal Rumble because I want to know who do you have winning this year's Women's Royal Rumble?
Let's see, that's a little bit trickier on the women's side because man, there's so many good options.
Oh, stop lying.
No. I'm serious. There's so many. Hang on, let me.
So you must have a top 5. I only have one, but go ahead. I'll listen to your pick.
Hang on. Let me go and open up the list again because I forget these names because I'm old.
We're young, man. We're young. We're young.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this list of like who's here,
Said a lot of good choices.
Liv.
I didn't say that.
Now I'm only seeing one good choice. Liv.
Okay. So is that your number one?
Yeah, I think that'd be my number one is Liv. Number two
Okay.
would probably be Charlotte, and 3 is Rhea, just because they're 2 of the most decorated women on the roster currently. But I think Liv.
Okay. This is my number one, and if it doesn't happen, I truly don't care. Bianca Belair. I want Bianca Belair to return and win the Royal Rumble.
Gosh, she has been gone for such a long time, too.
Exactly. Why not make her epic return winning this year's Royal Rumble? We know she won in the past, but this would truly cement her because she will be a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. And she will make a return. And guess what? I could still not book her into matches, could just book her into promos or backstage to keep her hand getting more heel or fingers.
Well, and that's the other thing. It was just a broken finger. So why is it taken almost a year?
According to her, it wasn't healing correctly. So she wasn't having specific movement when it comes to like grip. So I guess that was affecting her. So it would just make a lot of sense to bring her back and make her win.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because you know why I could do this, Wilson, and listen to where I'm going with this. I have one of the biggest baby faces coming back. And I could turn what you said earlier. I could turn either Rhea or Io heel, and I would turn Rhea heel because Rhea is my top baby face. And I could bring her back to heel and have Bianca be that top baby face moving forward.
Are you talking Rhea turning heel again?
Yes. I would love, you know why? Because Io Sky to me is one of the best wrestlers, period. Why would I turn her heel? Doesn't make, I would have done it already. I would have done it already with the Kabuki Warriors. I would have been done it.
Well,
why we didn't do
it? Maybe that's what's going to happen is she'll go and join the Kabuki Warriors.
That Kabuki Warriors team is so bad. No offense, but it's
yeah, I did go and see that seg with Becky Lynch, and
my God.
I'm like, man, it just feels like Kairi Sane is all she is like just like fodder.
But check this out. Becky didn't even flinch to Asuka. Like, God, beat Asuka. Like,
because she's right. Becky's beaten Asuka before.
Yeah, and it's like, but the way she makes the face is like, why should I care about Asuka if Asuka says I'm going to win the Rumble? I don't. She's getting trashed right now. Like, no. I think Bianca's the perfect choice, Wilson. I truly think she is the number one, and she should make a return and win. How else am I going to book her coming back? Truly, come on. How else?
I mean, she's been gone for so long. It would kind of, not to go and use the term like, not to go and put her as like a Super Cena, but it just feels like, wouldn't that just be like a super moment where she's gone for so long and she's immediately jettisoned? Like, who does she think she is? Charlotte Flair? I like Charlotte Flair.
I like Charlotte Flair too, but here's the thing. If I do Bianca this year, just like Charlotte last year, at least I won't get boos out of Bianca.
True. You won't get too many boos out of Bianca. And you also have the perfect feud for Bianca Belair when she comes back with Jade Cargill.
And what did you always say earlier, even on this show? What do you say? The Saudis want big names. Why not give them Bianca Belair?
That would be a big name. Another big name would be Trish Stratus.
Okay.
I'm
Molly
like, I'm
Holly.
just no. Lita, yes. Let's see, Trish Stratus, Lita, Tori Wilson.
Tori Wilson. Oh my God, I hated Tori Wilson wrestling.
Oh,
So bad. Don't do that cartwheels crap in the turnbuckle. I never want to see that. Frankenstein or whatever you want to call it. It's
I
so
forgot
bad.
about this. Forgot the name and like this. No, she wouldn't. No, AJ Lee wouldn't win the Royal Rumble because Becky is
No.
the Intercontinental.
And that match is confirmed by
Yeah, that
online.
seems like
Yeah,
everybody right now is saying, yeah,
it's
that's like
truly
the most
confirmed. I
penciled
truly
in
believe.
match.
Yeah, that truly. But we have a good question by David Reynolds. He says, "What your
Yep.
thoughts on Natalya becoming heel Natty again?" I
Oh,
love it. You know, I love it because here's the thing. I said on the show, I hate Maxine Dupree. I will always hate her. But if you want to get her over, you got to do it internationally, or you do it with Natty. And I think this is the perfect time to get someone that you like in Maxine Dupree over because Natty is that person that could do that. And you need a strong heel, and Natty is that.
Yes. I am absolutely in love with Natty as the heel, and I especially loved how they did it, where she just put Becky's boot on the rope and made sure Maxine saw it.
Now,
And
here's
then
the thing.
Maxine sold that so well that
Yeah,
that look of betrayal was more devastating because of how she responded to it.
it was great. Made
So
her,
I
right?
think Natty Neidhart is probably one of the most even keel that they have on that roster. To me, she can do okay. She can do no wrong in my eyes, Neidhart. Even the fart gimmick she was given, she did the best. She did that to the best of her abilities. Another Vince McMahonism. Um, I was gonna say something, and now I that train has completely left the station. It might come back when the show's over, and then I'm gonna be mad. Um, and it was about the women too. It was about the women, and now I can't remember. And
Well,
this is gonna upset me.
I just think if you truly want to get Maxine Dupree over, it's Natty. And I was going to ask you this question, and I was going to say, do you feel that this should have been done earlier? Because I say yes, 100 times I say yes. This should have been done a lot earlier than it was done when we saw her losing the belt.
I feel like it was done at the right time.
Okay.
You know, you don't want to do it too early because then it's, you know, you're not as invested. Now I'm in that whole invested type of deal. You know, I'm invested in Maxine Dupree getting better than she already is. I'm invested in what this feud, and that's not a dig at you.
I'm not invested in her getting
um,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm invested in how this feud will go.
To
You know,
test.
because Natalia is involved in it too. So like I've always thought that she's been just so great in WWE.
Can't argue with that.
I now remember what I was gonna ask you. Has
Yes.
Ray or John ever talked to you? Because you're 1,000,000% disdain for Maxine Dupree reminds me of my 1,000,000% disdain for Ryback. Has John and Ray ever mentioned how much I hate Ryback?
He has not, but I'm sure you will love to discuss it. And by the way, I did see a video of Ryback like 2-3 days ago thanking Seth Rollins and everything. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, he's gonna try to go and keep himself in the limelight somehow. I have always I've never liked him as
You
much
look a
as a
little bit like him though.
wrestler.
I'm kidding, man. We take
Gonna do this for the rest of the show.
Wilson,
Nope.
Wilson,
Nope. I refuse. Nope. Nope. Nope.
This is how much he hates Ryback. This is how much
Yep.
he hates Ryback. But I'll
I do
let you
not
go.
look like him. I am better looking than him. I am so much better looking than him. Like, look, Ryback a few years ago, like I'm blocked on all of his socials, and I'm so glad for it because I was getting sick of seeing his stupid crap
He's
all
still
over the
good.
place. His fakakta health stuff with the Benefessy group or whatever it is he goes and does. And it's like he went and said something about retire, like, should I go and retire? And he put a poll out on Twitter. And
I didn't know that.
the poll went and said to retire. He wasn't going to go and do it. So I went and tweeted at him going like, well, dude, you kind of have to live. Like, they're the people who like you. You kind of have to retire, idiot. So he told me to have a blessed day. I'm like, oh, okay. You're going to try to go and use, like, you know, blessings and religion to try to mask how much of a jackhole you are.
Wow.
You know, and just hearing every time he opens his mouth about something to do with pro wrestling. And then, of course, I threw up a little in my mouth when I agreed that wrestling championships are like props. Then they're not. I threw up a little in my mouth hearing that one. So I'm like, yeah, they are. I can't believe the person I hate the most in pro wrestling has said that. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I think I need to go and, like, I don't know, 40 lashes or something, maybe a couple of Hail Marys. I don't know. But I hate Ryback. I basically think he's a Goldberg RVD wannabe. The RVD wannabe because of the tights he used to go and wear. They always had this, like, the airbrush design that RVD used to wear. And the whole Goldberg, you know, the feed me more. Feed me more. Ugh. Really?
This is so great. I just love listening to all this. I'm just laughing as you go.
If Ray is listening or watching right now,
No,
he's probably laughing at this too.
We got some great comments, dog. David Reynolds.
Yeah, I just.
So he says, to me, it's like she's still training Maxine behind the scenes. It's like Natty is saying, I train you as a coach. Now it's time for you to step up to your teacher and show me what you learned. I absolutely agree with that. But there comes to a point where the coach is not going to be there all the time, and you really need to step up. And I think this is the test for her because they're giving her that platform. I love the next comment. You want to read that? I love it.
Holy SJ. Now you've said it. Kevin looks a little late. Ryback can't see it. Sorry, Kev. Yeah.
He can't see it. Just stay. Listen. Don't take off your glasses ever. Just leave them on, and don't shave your head.
See, look, it's a real good thing that I have this, like, I can't do contacts. For some reason, like, I can't fathom trying to, like, do that. And I had a friend of mine call me up one morning frantically. Kev, what do I do? What do you mean? What do you do? Like, you just woke up, right? No. What? I slept with my contacts in. Oh, can you see? Not really. The hospital's down the road. Can you drive yourself? She's like, can't really see. Give me 5 minutes. I will bring you to the ER.
You know, the wife wears glasses, and she used to wear contacts, but she always makes the mistake that she sleeps with them. When she's like waking up, like, oh my God, I didn't even take off my contacts. And it was become such a habit that she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to glasses. Like, no,
yeah,
this ain't it for me.
I've been wearing glasses since I was 9 years old. I don't see myself ever going to contacts. You know, I'm perfectly fine.
You don't need glasses.
And if I do take my glasses off, like, can I see all that well? No. But for certain things, I don't need to see. I'm good.
I gotta see when I drive, so I do wear my glasses.
No, I wear my glasses to drive, to go and read, to go and do pretty much everything. But there's just certain activities that I do not need my glasses because, well, let's just face it, those are just going to get a little too dirty if I go and wear them while doing that.
Well, moving on. I think the big question everybody wants to know is AJ Styles going to retire this Saturday at the Royal Rumble in Saudi?
Nope.
I agree.
I think that Shinsuke, as much as Shinsuke deleted an Instagram post, I think that's a red herring. I don't think AJ is retiring. I think they're gonna there's gonna be some type of shenanigans on Saturday with Gunther, and he's gonna keep wrestling until WrestleMania. Like this might even turn into one of those, like with Ric Flair back in the day before WrestleMania 24. If you lose, you retire. It might turn into something like that. Or I could be dead wrong. And the Shinsuke post was real and he just pulled the trigger a week too soon.
Maybe his body is just done. I mean, I want to go into what I say of last night. Maybe his body is done. Did you feel that AJ Styles and CM Punk match was really good and lived up to your expectations?
So did it live up to its CM Punk and AJ Styles in their late 20s?
First ever.
No.
First ever. In WWE.
It's their first ever in WWE in their 40s. Yeah.
So they promoted it. They promoted it in the beginning. That's why I said it was such a big deal.
Oh no, it was still such a big deal. But
did it live up?
Well, no, because I mean they're both, like I just said, they're both in their 40s, so they're going to have a little bit more limitations. It was still a good match. It wasn't like it was sloppy or anything like that. It was still good, but
I felt like some of the moves that they were trying to execute was so unnecessary, which is why it caused a little bit of flop. For example, AJ Styles is supposed to pick up and just turn him around and do that whole backslide move that we always see, right?
Yep.
Why would you let AJ Styles do that? Obviously, CM Punk is way bigger. And you have this guy that's not even 6 feet trying to lift him. Like, yeah, we could do that 20 years ago when we fought. But like you say, we're in our 40s. Was that really the right call? I just felt like some spots, they didn't really need to do that. You don't.
And David, answering our question from earlier about whether AJ's retiring Saturday, no way. I doubt it. I think Styles is going to do a similar farewell tour to Cena. Hopefully not as underwhelming in the final match. Hopefully if he gets a year-long retirement tour, hopefully it's not as underwhelming as Cena's, because it really only picked up in intensity in the last couple of months. And it was because, like, oh, we're now into single-digit dates. Oh, we're now into 5. Oh, there's only 2 left. Ooh.
Okay, I'm AJ Styles. I wrestled everybody. And Gunther's one of the best wrestlers ever, right? If I beat him, who's going to be the person in my final match out of the roster that they have? I truly don't see anybody that he's going to have a great match with, because he already had most of it. This Cena, then Nakamura, you said. Who else? Brock Lesnar. We did that. Cody, we've been there. We've been there with Cody. We've been there with Drew. Who else? Randy?
The only thing I can think of, Trick Williams or Obafemi type, one of those young up-and-coming stars.
I can't put Trick in that final match. I love Trick, but
I think in terms of, like, when you think in pro wrestling terms, I think it would have to be a Trick or an Obafemi or a Carmelo Hayes, because that's what the final match is. It's putting somebody over on your way out.
I'm thinking more of his technique versus, I can't have a versus Trick with wrestling background that AJ, is all known for. I need somebody to match it. I think Gunther is it. I wouldn't be surprised if Gunther goes over. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't be surprised either.
I think it'd be the right call. I'd be like, hey, I lost to a great freaking guy. Like, what do I have to?
Well, I mean, Gunther's retired Goldberg and John Cena. If he adds AJ Styles,
Goldberg, the Ryback.
Well, no. Goldberg is significantly better than Ryback, and Goldberg was not all that good in the beginning either.
He was so bad. Did you watch the match when he wrestled with Scott Hall and he told Scott Hall, I don't know what I'm doing?
There was also one with William Regal when he was Steve Regal. So it's just, you know.
Listen, tell me what this reminds you. I'm a man's man. I love that gimmick so much with his axe and oh man, it's so great. This is so freaking
it was.
I
was going to say something else. Again, this happens a lot, Jay.
You're basically saying that it could be against a Trick, a Mello. I'm saying it has to be someone to match his skills, someone that's been around for a while, I think, a veteran. I don't know. Maybe Randy gets the nod. Maybe LA Knight, because look, he has history with LA Knight, right? So maybe LA Knight be the guy. Maybe.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. It could go in any complete in any direction.
And look what David Reynolds said. He said, "I think his final match should be nostalgic, but let him end his run in TNA against either Kazarian or even bring back Christopher Daniels for one more match if possible." Well, Christopher Daniels is definitely not happening.
Yeah,
Kazarian was just a tease for a horrible AMC debut show. And
the second one got better. The second episode got better.
I think we could all say that maybe LA Knight gets the nod. I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, it could be LA Knight. What about you, John Boy?
Hi guys.
Jesus, I never see so much Funko Pops in my life. I feel like I'm in a store.
I haven't seen that background in a while.
You see this background? Jesus, this is insane. Do you have this guy up there on your wall? Tanjiro? Do you have Tanjiro?
Maybe.
Oh, you do. Hey, you hear that?
It's actually a whole episode in itself.
But I still remember the collectibles episode that we did way back.
Oh, collectibles episode? There's more to this?
Yeah. There was an episode of the old show where we did like a collectibles episode where we just showed off all of our collectible crap. Oh, it was a great one. I got rid of some of those collectibles when I moved, but I have since bought new ones. Like I bought a dog toy of Lamb Chop, if you guys remember Lamb Chop.
Yeah.
You know, the little puppet?
Yeah. You bought it. Did you buy a Ryback figure also?
I did not buy a Ryback figure. We're going to stop talking about Rybatch.
Ooh.
Wait, you mean the guy?
Jesus, John, I feel like I'm an 80 hoarder. You got so many Funko Pops. I don't even know where to begin. But go ahead, take the floor, John. I know you got something big to say. Oh my God, you actually showed it.
Well, funny thing is, the best ones I have are over here. Right here are the expensive ones.
Ah, that's why they all above the holy grail of Funko Pops. That's the big announcement, folks.
I had two of them signed at. Hold on. Before I get to the announcement, I have one signed by Kevin Nash.
Okay.
And I know I have another one signed by $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
That's nice. Too bad for her son, but that's nice. But go ahead, John. Take it away.
But right, no, I figured it happened here for a few minutes. I know the Rumble's coming up this weekend.
Who do you got?
You guys know, especially can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. We can sort of see you. We could, yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, we could hear you, John.
Now we can't.
I just tried with the laptop. It's like.
Let me see if I can translate. I heard something like that.
In a tunnel?
It must be the snowstorm because it's bad. It's truly bad.
Oh, John is gone.
Well, don't worry, folks. He'll be back.
He is Dixie Cartering us.
He has to go to another room and get away from the Funko Pops. But in the meantime, we will talk about Monday Night Raw. Do you enjoy Monday Night Raw, Wilson? Do you think that it was a good go home before the Rumble Monday Night Raw? Did it live up to your expectations?
All things considered about the hype for the Royal Rumble, yeah, I thought it was.
Oh my God!
Show.
My God, I knew you were gonna say yes. You say yes to everything. I like it. It's good. Everything was great. CM Punk, AJ Styles. Great
Believe
match.
me, I had my issues with I had my issues with Otis and Tozawa winning the #1 contendership because the hell are the Street Profits?
Gone from TV, and they will not be in this year's Royal Rumble. By the way, it's been confirmed.
Like, where are these guys? Like tag teams as a whole.
I know where they are.
Oh, and Finn Balor ruining a good main event.
Let me tell you. So I just before I go off on Monday Night Raw, here he is. He's back, folks, and this time he has moved away from his Funko Pop. John, you look bigger than ever, buddy. What's up?
All right, can you guys hear me now much clearer?
Yes, sir, we do.
Nice it's funny. I'm on the iPad.
Man, the iPad's better than the laptop.
What are you? Is it a Mac laptop?
No, it's an HP.
Oh, I got one of those.
That's not helping me.
But here's the funny thing, Kevin. Here's the funny thing. When you left, the router.
I think you should stay on the iPad.
Oh, the router is right over here.
So I don't know why the iPad is the best thing.
How old is that laptop?
Pretty new. Within the last probably 2 years.
Oh, all right. Should be. Yeah, because I just got a brand new HP desktop and it works fantastic compared to the old rig.
Yeah, that was weird. But no, I was trying to make the announcement before my computer decided to play like it's I'm still working on AOL.
The old AOL discs.
Yeah. And all the fans of the show know that reference. They'll know it very well. But you guys know, I mean.
By the way, somebody says hi.
Hi, David. It's great to see you again, buddy.
David, as always, with the comments.
You guys know.
Great contributor to the show.
Hey, he's an OG.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, John, floor is yours.
You guys know that I always try to get the show bigger opportunities and broader opportunities. And when opportunities presented, I look into it. And many of you guys know there's a store in Stockholm, New Jersey called The Wrestling Collector, owned by Tommy Fierro, who runs ISPW. Jay, if you remember the 80s con?
Yes, sir.
He runs that.
That's all Tommy. That's all Tommy.
On March 14th, they're having their 5-year anniversary event at the store. And already announced there is current TNA superstar Indy Hartwell, who will be there. But there will also be a live radio show that day. A little show called the Around the Ropes Radio Show. We'll be live from the Wrestling Collector on March 14th, starting at 12 p.m., 12 to 2. So that was the big announcement.
And that's awesome, man. Indy Hartwell. Oof. Definitely could have her do a little interview. That's awesome.
And I can also confirm more than likely one of our guests will be in person, Mr. Tommy Fierro.
Oh,
nice.
Killed it.
Hey, like I said, if I can get an opportunity and it puts us on a bigger stage. I mean, this is a guy who has a lot of he just had Natalia there a couple of weeks ago, or Natty now. We have to call her by her right name now. As you saw the Instagram post, I think it was Instagram today or yesterday, that she's going to start going by Natty now. Yeah. He had Killer Cross there. Or Carrying Cross, sorry.
I think he had the Godfather too in the past.
Yeah, he's that. But definitely go check out the Wrestling Collector. It's in Stockholm, New Jersey. Go check out 80s Con. Go check out ISPW. Tommy puts on a lot of great stuff, and slowly but surely we will be working with him going further.
That's awesome, man. That's really great, fantastic news. Hopefully, if anybody's in the Jersey area, please check John and Around the Ropes. What is it, March 14th, John?
March 14th. Yep.
March 14th in Stockholm, New Jersey. Definitely check us out.
Yep. It's and I'll put it this way. If there, because I know there's one specific host who comes there from time to time from Busted Open.
Okay.
If he happens to be there when I'm there, you know damn well I'm getting his butt on here in one way, shape, or form.
Let's hope, man. I hope so.
But so yeah, that was my. But I'm gonna hop on. I'm gonna stay on with you guys for a little bit.
All right. Well, John, now that you're here, who do you have winning the men's Royal Rumble and the women's Royal Rumble?
I got to admit, for the first, and I said this, I think last week, Ray and I were talking about this for a little bit. We always use the word unpredictable. And for a while, I felt like the Royal Rumble was always predictable. That there was many years where it's like, yeah, we know who's going to win. You can make an argument. And I know Kevin earlier was listing off everybody who's confirmed. You can easily make an argument for at least a third of that list in one way, shape, or form. I think it all depends on, do they want to go the younger route? Do they want to go the route of, like, let's say, an Obafemi, for example? Or do you want to say more the top dog? That's why it's going to be very tough. But if I had to make my pick, I'm going to go on a limb here. I want it to be Obafemi.
He was my number 3.
I did hear that part. The reason why I say Obafemi, very simple. Fans of the show know I always talk about building the future, because eventually you're going to get to a point where these guys are not going to be around anymore. Obviously, we know AJ's going to be done after this year, but other guys, Finn Balor, the guys who are now in your upper mid-card, lower main event scene. Roman Reigns, prime example. There's only going to be a certain amount of time you can rely on these guys. You need to build that next crop to be that main event. I mean, we have that with Braun Breaker, but after him, who's else could you say is in that right now? Who could you say is a main eventer?
Would say Trick, but they won't give him the ball.
Trick, I will say right now, out of the people who've been called up so far, I've been very impressed with. Especially were they in London on Friday for SmackDown?
No, they were in Canada. No. I think it was the week before. The week before
they
last
were
week, I think.
Well, I know they were, because I know they haven't been in the States.
That's what I wanted to hit on earlier.
Monday they're in Philly.
Yeah, but the fact that they were in international and you had the international crowd doing the whoop that Trick, he's over.
That was a part of what I was saying earlier with how over Trick Williams is. And by the way, you're going to get like a live in the flesh Kevin Wilson's corner, like right now. So all the U.S. crowds, like I saw, it's not every single person, but there were enough people online that were crying and complaining that they don't get Raw and SmackDown, that they're going to Europe to go to the crowds, but we were the ones that built it up and blah, 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 blah. Well, hey, guys, just to give you a little advice here, wake up. Wake up and actually cheer on the crowd. Wake up and actually be loud. Get lubed up. Whatever it goes and takes. See that Europe crowd over there? See what they go and do? See the chance they go and make? Do that. They'll come back over here and say, yeah, no, we'll go and do a Boston show. Yeah, we'll go to Chicago. Yeah, we'll go to Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Yeah, we'll go to Hendersonville, North Carolina. We'll go and do shows out there. But until you guys learn to go and actually be a crowd and not just sit on your hands and, oh, well, Sputling, great show, chaps, isn't it? We're going to go over to England. We're going to go over to Brussels, Belgium. We're going to go over to Germany. We're going to go to France. We're going to go to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and we're going to go and give them a hell of a show. God, stop whining and being bitches about every little thing. We don't get the show over here. We're the ones over here that got in the Smith. I remember last year when they were doing the Road to WrestleMania tour, and they had shows over in Belgium and other places in Europe. And how come the SmackDown's not going to be in New York this year? It should have been in New York. Blow it out your ass.
And that was brought to you by Charmin Ultra.
Good one.
I
get so sick of like I just get so sick of the crying over that stuff, and it's just like, guys, you're at fault for it. You're the reason that they're not going to you guys. Like,
you're the reason we're taking WrestleMania to the Saudis.
You go over to Europe and they're willing to pay. They're willing to go there and they're having fun. They're having a blast. They're not sitting around, drinking their Pepsis, their pinkies up,
Their pinkies up?
Wow. How about this for a show? Oh, isn't this spiffing? No, it's not spiffing. It's a great show. Okay? It's wrestling. It shouldn't be spiffing.
I think you could also, Kevin, by the way, great live Wilson's Corner, by the way.
Yeah.
But you can make the same argument in indie wrestling. It's the same argument, because there's been plenty of times I've been to shows, Jay, you've been to shows as well, and the crowd is dead.
Yeah.
And I sit there and I go, I see more excitement at Les Mis on Broadway or Phantom of the Opera. Especially like the one part where the chandelier comes crashing down. There's more of excitement with that than, oh yes, pretty lariat. Like,
it's like European crowds are treating pro wrestling like it is pro wrestling. There's going to be chaos. There's going to be bedlam. There's going to be some great, damn good shows. And U.S. crowds lately have been treating it like it's ballet. Like it's a dance recital that we need to have, or like it's golf. Quiet on the course. They're golfing.
Kevin, did you see what David just said?
That's a good one. I'd never heard spiffing.
I don't know. I just decided to say spiffing. I don't know if it actually comes from England or not.
All right, David, since you are a UK representative, what would be the proper term to use?
For something that you're trying to say is like very posh, which might actually be the word to use.
But I think the thing is this, though. There's so many times where you have a great match and you sit there and I'm like, this crowd's doing nothing.
Sounds
Cesaro
like
years ago running into the crowd when he saw the beach ball tearing it up. I'm like, yeah, there you go. There you go. Like, I get it. We paid our tickets. We paid hard-earned money to go into. Yeah, you paid hard-earned money to be a disrespectful twat. Knock it off.
Well, here's the thing also.
Maybe.
They don't do Europe that often. They don't do.
That's true.
They only really started doing international shows really with Nick Khan took over.
Okay, yeah, it's the World Wrestling Entertainment, but it's not really world. It's U.S. and Canada.
But if you remember when Vinnie Mac was running things, how often were they going to Sheboygan, Iowa, your sister's ass?
They would hit Sheboygan. They would hit Hendersonville. They would hit. They'd hit some of these like no-name places. You go, wait, huh? That's really on a map?
Yeah.
Like hell, Massachusetts. They'd go there.
But now
3 or 4 times a year.
Now we're seeing them not even just with WrestleMania. If I remember next year, I think Backlash is in Italy.
Yes.
Yes.
Backlash is in. I mean, oh no, this year. Sorry, this year, in 2026.
Oh yeah, no, this year technically, yes, we are in 2026 now.
I didn't know that.
But when you look at
Hopefully
like
the wrestling ring isn't shaved off by 3 feet like the hockey rink is.
Oh,
That went over both of y'all's heads.
I heard what you said.
Oh, okay. All right. So David said, where I live, which isn't far from Liverpool,
Liverpool
if a match is great, we say that match was boss. Phrases differ all around the country, though. So I'm a Doctor Who fan, so I've heard of some of the like regional dialects and phrases, and you get it here in the States too. Like a northerner will go and hear a southerner say, "Oh, bless your heart," and think, "Oh, that's so sweet." No, no. If a southerner goes and says, "Oh, bless your heart," oh, they're calling you a dumbass.
Kevin, if with that moment, the best thing we could have had is to have the thing pop up on the screen of "the more you know."
With the G.I. Joe bit too.
But
and knowing is half the battle.
But my thing, I look at it this way. You look at the international crowds. Yeah, they're great. They've always been great. Don't get me wrong. But like we talk about Mania next year being in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi.
I have that's one like I have a problem with. Because I think if any market deserves to have a WrestleMania, it's not Saudi Arabia.
No, it's London.
Yeah, it's the UK. They've basically deserved one since 19. I would say since they had SummerSlam in '92.
Yeah, 92. I was about to say like that was either 91 or 92.
Ever since then, but I mean, we all know why they gave it to the Saudis.
Well, because they paid.
Of course.
They're also probably going to like that's going to be the one where we're going to get Yokozuna versus the Undertaker, and the Undertaker's been retired for several years, and Yokozuna's been dead for longer.
And then what are they going to do for 44? Yes, 44. We're going to be in Indy. Because you forgot, they still have that deal with Indianapolis.
Yeah, they definitely going to have
mind Indy.
They're going to have
Indianapolis.
That's where Brock should retire, Minneapolis, WrestleMania.
No, not Minneapolis, Indianapolis.
Indy.
Yeah, they're not having one in Minneapolis. I was hearing
SummerSlam
about Minneapolis. Oh, that's where he should retire.
SummerSlam this year is going to be in Minneapolis, and eventually they're going to want Nashville, their new stadium. They're going to want it.
Yeah. Okay. Eventually they're going to want to go to
Cleveland.
Buffalo.
What about Australia?
I don't think Buffalo will be. I don't think Buffalo will be on the list of a WrestleMania place.
No, maybe not WrestleMania, but SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, yeah. Like some of these, like the Tennessee Titans' new stadium in Nashville.
That can easily
that can be anything. That could be WrestleMania. It could be Royal Rumble. Cleveland, when they get their new stadium, that can be WrestleMania. That could be Royal Rumble. It could be anything. Same thing with Kansas City when they get theirs, because it's also going to be a dome. Denver, also going to be in a dome. Chicago, when they get theirs, also going to be in a dome. The Washington Commanders, also going to be a dome.
What's with all these domes?
Gavin Wilson's corner off of football stadiums, and how football's dying even more than it already has.
Can we get a dome here in New York, Jersey, or what?
In football, we still don't know what a catch is. We've known what baseball catches are for 150 years.
And in this episode, Kevin reiterates the entire baseball versus football skit from George Carlin.
Has to, man. He has to let it out.
No. I would need to have my brother go and do that one. He's the George Carlin aficionado. But let's face it, I've ranted about Ryback. I've ranted about U.S. versus European crowds. And I just saved myself from ranting about baseball or football.
Wait. So this episode actually goes down in history even more because we actually had 3 Wilson's corners.
Well, yeah. Okay, the Ryback one was more of just like filling Jay in about my absolute like disdain and hatred for Ryback.
There are some similarities.
Actually, Kevin, do you remember back? Just speak about Ryback for a second here. Do you remember back when Busted Open was doing that whole thing with Ryback? And he ended up blocking a lot of them?
I don't know.
I think I might have been a part of that.
He blocked me too.
I think I was a part of that because I was talking about the retirement thing and the Busted Open stuff.
Yes. Wow.
Still blocked.
Memories.
You guys really hate Ryback.
Well, what?
We should
Okay,
have him on the show.
okay.
We
I'll
should
say
have
this
him on the
much.
show.
I don't have the hateness of Ryback like Kevin does. Because I'll say this much right now: if he was actually booked properly and actually can wrestle,
He was booked properly, just couldn't wrestle.
if that's what I
Yeah.
said, if
He
could
was booked
wrestle
properly. Can't wrestle for shit.
if he was booked properly, it wasn't a complete bitch about everything.
There was the video of him where like he's eating something, I don't know what, and he's like coughing because it looks like he's starting to choke. And I'm
Yes.
like, huh? Had a little too much down the old throat hole, eh, Ryback? Just remember, folks, 6 inches is that much. If you're Ryback, it's that much.
Hey, I've heard 6 inches pleases a lot of people from what I've heard.
Makes him cough too.
We are really off the rails now. I just asked John who's going to be the winner of the men's and women's, and we just went to Ryback. So we're in a whole stratosphere.
Okay, we'll go back to yeah. Actually, I do want to go back to the Rumble because I have some predictions. I don't know if you guys did predictions yet.
We could do it now. We didn't hear your women's winner, by the way.
Women's gonna be tough. I'm gonna tell you right now. Women,
Why is it tough?
it's gonna be tough.
Jay, remember, I went and said, "Oh no, there's plenty of options for it." I look at the list. No, there's only one option. It's Liv Morgan, and that's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, you know they're gonna do AJ versus Becky.
Correct.
Mania. That's already been signed, sealed, delivered.
Yep.
If Bianca comes back, more than likely she's going to go after. I'll be this way. Confirmed with the women. I'll give you 2 names. Confirmed. I agree. Liv. Not confirmed. If she returns, Bianca.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what Jay was talking about.
And you know why? Because she's on the SmackDown roster, and Jay Cargill is the champ.
And if they do that, we already know that is going to be obvious. But now I want to ask you guys a question now, before we get to the predictions here. I was reading something a couple days ago with good old Drew McIntyre that the plan is to have him hold the belt till we get to WrestleMania. And they said more than likely his match at Mania, and I hate to say this, is going to be against Cody. Now, with that being said, do you guys think Cody then wins the Rumble, or does he win the Chamber in February?
Well, if I go first, and if that happens, I would say it makes sense for him to win the Chamber. What do you think,
Yeah, I
Wilson?
think winning the Chamber.
Who else? That's really going. I think that can only be determined based on what we see Saturday.
Well, John, look what you said before. Don't contradict yourself. You basically said that the Rumble to build stars, right, for the future.
Yeah.
Why should we give it to Cody then? We could give it to him next month.
Oh, I totally agree. I'm saying I would not want Cody to win, because then what's going to end up happening? Cody wins. It would be 3 times in the last 4 years that Cody has won the Rumble.
And by the way, I don't have a problem with that. I just have a problem with him and Cody and Drew watching them again. I saw them for the last 6 months. I'm kind of tired.
You know who I would love for it to be? Here, we'll get back to predictions in a second. I would love for it to be Jacob.
Okay. I think Wilson had him at 2, right? You had him at number 2.
So I think if I had like a top 3, I think it was Gunther, Braun Breaker, and then it was a tag of Cody and Jacob where they do the WrestleMania 10 where Luger and Hart's feet both hit the floor.
Yeah.
I even early in the show mentioned WrestleMania 2000 where, they try to eliminate each other, and Cody's
Okay.
feet touch first, then Jacob's, but they only saw Jacob's feet, so Cody wins. And Jacob goes and says this, and I challenge you to a match, and Cody loses it, but then it gets flip reversed back the other way and goes halfway up your sister's ass, and then he's buck to Sheboygan. I don't know.
But my thing is this though: Cody wins, the fans are going to turn on him.
I don't know about that. Can't say that.
I think it'll be like the Cena case. The adults, like you're going to hear the kids and the women. Let's go Cena, and then everybody else. Cena sucks. It'll be like that with Cody. Let's go Cody. Cody sucks.
I mean, I'll be honest. I hope Cody eventually turns.
Oh
I
yeah,
really
he's
do.
a heel.
It's like I hope. It's like I hope.
Well, because how many times do we see these guys who are good wrestlers who, and I mean, we've heard it over the years from so many wrestlers. It's much better to be a heel than it is to be a babyface. We've heard that for years now.
I mean, that's just a symptom of life too. It is so much easier to be an a-hole than it is to be a nice guy.
Yep. Oh, I believe me. I know that all too well.
So I would love to be able to go up to certain people in my life and go and tell them what's what and what's for. And I know I can't do that because, well, I'd be an a-hole. And I'm not like that.
So let's say they do Cody and Drew. John, will you be happy to see that match at WrestleMania?
Honestly, no.
You would say no. Wilson, will you be happy to see that match? Drew versus Cody, WrestleMania?
I wouldn't mind it. And I think for me, I wouldn't mind it because it'd be one of those, oh, hey, look, Drew gets his moment in front of the crowd at WrestleMania, and he's not going to lose it in 5 minutes.
My thing is, it also depends on how they present the story. Because how many times can they redo Cody has to finish the story? Cody has to finish the story. How many times can they redo that?
True. Very true.
Okay, but here's the thing. Do we really need to see Cody in a title match
No.
at WrestleMania? I don't think we do.
No, I'll even go a step further. I think if they're doing this, because I will admit, Cody chasing the title, you could tell a phenomenal story. We saw that WrestleMania 40. But do I think you're going to get the same reaction like you did at 40? No, absolutely not.
You're actually on something because you just said something really great that everybody should pay attention to. He's basically booked better as the chaser than he was the champion because who was his biggest feud as champion? It was only Drew. That's it.
I'll go with
We can say the same for Tiffany Stratton as well. She had no great feud.
I think if Randy were the heel and Cody was the face champion, I think that would be a bigger feud with Cody as champion than Drew.
They definitely.
And I think
we talked about it, during Cody's run.
Yeah.
I just want to bring this up quickly. We talked about it during Cody's run here. I when I had the other co-host Jeff at the time, and we were talking about it. You go back through Cody's run, first time when he won the championship, coming out of 40. If you take out his feud with Cena, and you take out his feud with Kevin Owens, leading to the Rumble that year, which feud stands out to you?
None.
Actually, better question. Can you remember a feud he had other than Kevin and Cena?
No.
That's my point. But you remember the chase he had going to 40 when he was chasing that belt?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, when he was chasing, you remember the entire chase. And I think that was probably made because of The Rock.
Oh, that's without a doubt.
Real with that one.
But I just think, to me, the problem is when you look at if they're hoping, like, okay, Cody wins. Let's say, hypothetically speaking here, let's say Cody does win the Rumble on Saturday. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If they're hoping that it's going to be the same reaction going into Vegas in a couple of months, then I don't know what to think of them anymore, because We saw it once already. It was lightning in a bottle. It's the same. Obviously, it's the same reason why we're never going to see ECW again, because it was lightning in a bottle.
Mm.
You're never going to get that moment again. And if they're going to try to relive that with the hopes like, oh, Cody's going to do wonders, I hate to say it, unless they present it, or, and I'll leave it with this, we get a double turn. If we get a double turn and Cody turns heel and Drew turns babyface, then I would be okay with it. But if it's going to be the same thing of Cody's the babyface, finishing the story, it's rinse and repeat. We've seen this before.
I'm going to say this. I would really hate whoever Drew fights at WrestleMania this year. I would really hate if he loses the championship. I think he earned it, and I think he should stay with it after Mania.
It's
why he never got his moment. He never got his moment. COVID took it away.
Yeah, COVID took
it away. I think he should have this moment. I think this should be his year. To walk in as champ and walk out as champ.
I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting, I think, to see, coming off of what we see on Saturday. I think for the first time that I can remember in years, WrestleMania is not gonna be so predictable as far as, like, we normally know, and we've been fans, for a while. We normally know right now, okay, this is the direction they're going with here. This is who they're going to go with here. Except for maybe Becky and AJ Lee. I can't really think of the direction they're going to go with a lot of these matches.
I think you got to put some little pizzazz in there. I think you need a Trick Williams. I think you need to represent the women's and the men's United States, because they've been booked horrible. Those champions, like Carmelo Hayes and Julia, they've been promoted badly. I think you need to elevate those titles. I think you need to elevate the Becky and AJ IC title. I think you need to elevate for once ever the tag team titles, no matter what brand. I think this is the time. I think one thing I learned from Unreal is that plans is always changing at every single minute. Things just change. And I think there's a lot of pressure for Triple H for this year's WrestleMania after last year's Backlash. I think there's a lot of pressure. I don't like what they're doing right now. I'm not hyped for Saturday at the Royal Rumble. I'm not. But I hope it turns out to be a magical WrestleMania that we won't forget in Vegas compared to last year.
Well, you bring up Hunter. You guys are both gamers, right? Well, I think, Kevin, you're a gamer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 5.
They came out with the covers for 2K26. I don't know if you talked about this beforehand.
It's awesome. It looks awesome.
Oh, I don't think Kevin knows what I'm talking about yet.
No, I'm gonna.
Well, he's Mr. Google. He's gonna Google it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and
then we'll do predictions right after this.
But WWE 2K26 looks freaking awesome.
I'll be fine. I like 2 out of 3 of them because there's 3 different covers.
I like the one. Well, I don't want to ruin it. Should I ruin it now, or?
Oh no, wait till Kevin.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him.
I already know who it's going to be. I'm just trying to find the freaking picture.
They already announced it.
Yeah, I think they showed it. Well, they showed one of them on. No, they showed it on last night's Raw, right? Like
they showed.
It's
CM Punk. It's CM Punk. Right?
Really? Hold on.
We're talking about the deluxe. I'm talking about.
Because there's one, I thought I could have swore I heard there was one with Hunter on it.
Yes, there is, and I think there's one that I like with the WCW, WWE, those guys, and then there's one with the Attitude. I think with the Attitude Era. Am I wrong?
The game features Triple H on the cover for the King of Kings edition, a premium special edition.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have an Attitude Era edition, and CM Punk is the standard edition.
Yes,
Okay, about that.
and I hear with the Triple H edition, he'll never do the job.
Why not?
He's also going to come out in his entrance wielding a golden shovel.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the one I like. Stone Cold, Rock, Undertaker, Triple H, Kurt Angle, Chyna, Eric Bischoff, Booker T, Goldberg, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's the one. I like that one.
I like that one a lot. Monday Night War edition.
So
I like
the
that
new
one, and then I
match
like the
types-
one. But also the one I like is the one with Austin in the middle. You got Undertaker.
Oh
and
yeah,
Kane.
that one's nice too. I'm just gonna buy one of them, and then I'll just buy the cover off eBay or some shit.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
It must be nice to be the boss where you can put yourself on the cover of the video game.
I just don't know why they put Kane like he was that top guy. Like he wasn't.
Yeah, but Jay, here's the funny part though. You just had Cena retire. You could have put Cena on the front cover. You could have put
Could have done
Styles
that.
on the front cover.
Could have done that.
Why the hell do you have to put Triple H on? He's the boss.
Because they said last night it's been 30 years he's been in the business. That's why they put it. There was an ad with him and Paul Heyman following him everywhere. And he's like, oh, I like this. And then they said to commemorate 30 years of Triple H's career, he is the King of Kings edition. I think it's ego, but that's just me.
No. Triple H doesn't have an ego. What are you talking about?
So why did he put himself in the fucking cover?
That Jay, you didn't get my joke.
I'm sorry. I don't like that cover. That's
No.
what
But I guess we got a few minutes now. You guys want to do some predictions for Saturday?
Shoot, man.
Well, I can't. Kevin's looking so like.
Oh,
Maybe he's
I'm looking
pre-ordering.
at, the SmackDownHotel.com has a list of all the superstars,
Okay.
or all that are confirmed so far. I was just looking down a list of like, oh, who's supposed to be confirmed? Oh, they're gonna put this person. Oh, there could be this guy in. Like
I don't
Kendall
even-
Gray could be on it.
Kendall Gray is awesome.
They're even talking about, oh, hey, they may even put like a couple of TNA guys like Mickey James and the Hardys, and maybe even some of the AAA. Now, if they do AAA guys, Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown have to be in it.
Yes.
I'm happy with that.
I'll tell you right now, Mr. Guana, I think, should be in the Rumble.
You know what? I bet you're going to get him in the
You might
Rumble.
get it. You might actually get
I
it.
seriously would want him to be in the freaking Rumble.
I just can't see him traveling to Saudi, but anything's possible.
But somehow have it. God, I just thought of this one. Have the stare down, because technically it could happen. Santino Marella. Mr. Iguana.
As soon as you said his name, his entrance theme just started playing in my head, and I just see the power walk. I mean, I so wish I could go and do it right now, but I can't.
But think about the pop though. The Cobra versus Mr. Iguana.
The Cobra versus the Iguana.
And then right in the middle, Joe Hendry appears.
So what would be great when they do have, like, if Joe Hendry's going to be in the Rumble,
Of course he will.
all you got to do is just have, like, I don't know, if Pat McAfee returns on Saturday to go and call the show. Oh, I don't know who's going to be next. Could be anybody. Could be, I don't know, Joe Hendry. Say his name and he appears.
All right.
Predictions.
Kevin-
Shoot, John.
Let me pull up the
Kevin,
Royal
can you
Rumble
pull
card.
up the
Can you pull it up for us, please?
Pulling it up.
that's
Look it
what
up.
she said.
You're the man. You are the man.
That is also what she said.
We're acting. We're children.
Okay, So
Thank you.
AJ Styles versus Gunther, career-threatening match. If Styles loses, he is forced to retire from in-ring competition in the WWE. If that does happen on Saturday, mark my words, he's going to have a 1-year run in AEW.
Oh God.
I'll tell you right now, I'll go first in this one. AJ wins. I don't think he retires at the Rumble.
I agree with that.
I agree with that as well. I think AJ wins, especially in light of the Shinsuke Instagram post. I think that kind of might have thrown a wrench into some plans. There's probably going to be some chicanery involved, but we'll see. Next one for the WWE Championship. I am not calling it undisputed because it's just the WWE Championship, folks. Stop with these verkakta names. Drew McIntyre, your champion, versus Sami Zayn. I'll go first. Drew. It's Drew. Sami's a great story. Drew's gonna beat him.
Okay, I'll say this. I have Drew, but I would love to see Sammy win the Rumble after this. But he was not in it, right?
No, he's not announced for it.
But he could be in it, right? He could be in it.
You have gone and seen wrestlers who were in championship matches show up in the Rumble the same night, just because they feel like I think Kevin Owens against Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. He showed up in that Rumble.
They fought in the Rumble, right? They had a match?
Yeah.
That Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens had a match in the Rumble?
Yeah, they had a match at Rumble.
Yeah, they did.
Then Kevin Owens came into both of them actually were in the Rumble because Triple H eliminated Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
Wasn't that 2016?
Yeah, that was the year that Roman was number 1 and AJ debuted.
I'm gonna say this right now. I think Drew wins. And I'll go a step further. If you want to make him a dominant, you really want to make him a dominant heel, have it be a quick match.
Ooh.
But I don't think they would though, because Sammy's too much of an underdog like that.
And he's over in Saudi like crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But something still tells me it's going to be Drew getting the win.
Okay. Yeah, I got Drew.
Women's Royal Rumble. There's only 4 matches. Both Rumble matches and then the 2 that I just said. So Women's Royal Rumble, I'm going to say who are your final 2 and who wins?
Oof. Okay. I'm going to say this right now. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez.
Who wins?
Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Because think about it this way. Liv Morgan wins. We're forgetting. Raquel has a title match Monday on Raw.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And
I could see that.
Eventually, we're going to see the demise of Judgment Day.
Yes, that is a topic for a different day because I have thoughts about that. Maybe a Wilson's Corner about the demise of Judgment Day.
But I think that's the way you do it. I think it's Liv and Raquel, your final 2. Liv gets the win, and you start to see. Then we see the dissension start to brew.
It's very hard, but I guess I'm gonna agree with you guys. I'm gonna say Bianca and then Liv.
And you Bianca winning for you, correct?
Bianca winning for me, but number 2, you guys convinced me on Liv, so I will take Liv 2.
I'm gonna do Liv and Becky as your final 2, with Liv going over because this is the only one that I'll go outside of it. AJ was the third to last. Like, she was in the final 4. Becky eliminates AJ. AJ distracts Becky. Just further cementing that match is happening.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, and same thing for the men. Final 2 and your winner.
Oof.
hard one here.
That's what she said.
How hard?
Well, the two people I have in mind, it could be hard, depending on how you look at it. And I'm going to tell you right now, the two I have, one of them is a call up from NXT.
So Obafemi.
I'll tell you right now, to me, it's got to be either Obafemi or it's got to be Gunther.
So those are your final two?
Those are the final two.
You can't decide on who's going to win, though.
No. And
I mean, that is the epitome of Big E's, big meaty man slapping meat.
And I'll say this much before the pitchforks come out. I'm very high on the Obafemi train. I've been high on the Obafemi train for a while now because the guy has we always talk about the it factor when it comes to pro wrestling. That guy can talk on the mic. He can work well with anybody. And you guys remember, I'll put it this way. Remember when Gunther had that 600-day run with the IC title?
666 days, yes.
Something were to tell me the second Oba gets a belt,
mm-hmm.
we're going to have the second coming of the Gunther run. And probably, I'll even go a step further, a longer run than Gunther.
Yeah, I could see Obafemi go in 2 years.
Yeah, I can very easily see that. And honestly, have him, but it's funny though, when he does come to the main roster, I would not have him be a babyface. Have him be a heel.
See how that goes.
Well, because I'll even go a step further. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, he doesn't win the Rumble. Okay, let's say they do go Cody or somebody else. You know what I'd like to see him win, though, this year? King of the Ring.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I could see him win King of the Ring.
I was going to say the U.S. Open Challenge, and he just wins the belt off Mello.
Well, I was going to say King of the Ring because he always keeps calling himself the ruler. Well, now the ruler has the crown.
Isn't like King of the Ring like Monday Night Raw type of crap? Like,
no, I think it's an actual PLE.
This year, I never heard of it, King Rumble.
I don't know if it's gonna be this year.
I think it's King and Queen of the Ring is what the name of the show is.
Well, I'll say this for my two. I have to put Cody at number 2, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn at number 1.
Who wins?
Sammy. Bounce back from the loss from earlier on the show.
So basically, and then obviously, so then would you be setting up almost the same storyline that they did with Jey Uso then from this past WrestleMania?
Well, the difference between that is Sammy's definitely going to be the main event.
But I'm just saying.
Right, too.
I'm just saying, you look at what they did with Jey Uso. He lost to Gunther at the Saturday's main event right before the Rumble.
That's true.
Got into the Rumble, won the Rumble, eliminated Cena, faced Gunther at WrestleMania, won the title. Basically, Jay, the story you're presenting, with the exception of him losing the title at Saturday's main event, and I'm not against it. I would love for Sammy to have the title like that.
Of course.
But it's basically the exact same storyline.
Well, I'm thinking more, the way I'm thinking is who's champion, right? It's CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I think the person that I could really tell the story and I could really have that WrestleMania moment, it has to be Sami Zayn. He's been busting his butt for the past 10 plus years and he never won the big one. Why not give it to him then? For Braun, I would love for Braun to win the Rumble, but I think he should win the Chamber. I think he should win the Chamber and he should face Punk at WrestleMania. I think that's what it should be. But you can go a different route with your Cody, and that's okay too. I'm okay with that.
It's funny you bring up Braun Breaker. Something tells me because I don't know. Well, I guess we'll leave it off with this because I just saw what time it was. I'm not so high on the Vision right now.
Yeah, me
Well, because
too.
it's not Seth.
Well, I have a strange feeling. You guys remember on Raw? I think it was this past, maybe this past Monday or last Monday. Adam Pearce got a phone call, and
We had one last night too.
Paul Heyman said, "Oh, the guy, even Triple H would be afraid of him."
Got to be Brock Lesnar.
No, I was thinking somebody else.
Who are you thinking?
Who's Braun Breaker's uncle?
Well, Scott.
Oh, Scott
Steiner.
Think about it. Why did all of a sudden Braun Breaker's suspension end very quickly?
Could be. I think you were onto something great. The Vision is like flat. I think it's a little flat. I really think it is. And I think the Vision will mess up Braun's chances of winning the Rumble because there's just too many egos there.
And I'll just say this much. I'm not the biggest fan of Austin Theory in the Vision.
It's got to stop fighting Bravo, Americano, and all these other characters. We will take them serious.
All right. So my predictions. First things first. The Rumble should start with El Grande Americano, number 1, and El Grande Americano, number 2. They both get eliminated. And then, I don't know, they both get eliminated by entrant number 5. So now entrant number 15, Ludwig Kaiser. Entrant number 19, Chad Gable.
I like it.
It'd be like the 3 faces of Foley. So my final 2. Braun Breaker. And I'm going to go out on a limb.
Oh, no.
The Ayatollah Rock and Roller. Chris Jericho.
No.
Because
I can't believe you even said that.
Because I can just see the vision now. Jericho is trying to go and show his vision to Braun Breaker. You don't need Paul Heyman. I know what Paul's going to be like. He's going to see the next big thing. He's going to cast you aside. Just ask Brock, Big Show, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Ryback, Curtis Axel, Cesaro. Just ask any one of them. Join me. I'll go and show you how the vision should be. It won't be like a learning tree. It won't be like writing you on a list either. It'll just be the way it should be. I could just see that story happening and trying to coach Braun into beating CM Punk. And the warring with Paul Heyman also trying to do the same thing. It to me would just be fantastic. I also like Chris Jericho, and I think that he's going to be like the big surprise besides Paige in the women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I would say for me, I think another one. Well, how many did they announce for the women?
17.
Oh, they did announce that. Okay.
Yes, 17. 15 for the men.
So basically, half the men are going to be unannounced.
Yeah, pretty much.
And about 10 or so of the women are going to be unannounced.
13.
13, yeah. I can't do math.
Neither can I, but apparently I can do that one.
Who's to say we don't get somebody from TNA?
No. No. Get Kendall Gray. I need Kendall Gray, JC Jane. I need up there. I need Miss Parker,
Ooh.
Jada Parker. I need
What
her
if
to
in the
come up.
women's Royal Rumble
Blake
they have
Monroe. Blake Monroe.
they have Abigail. They have Sister Abigail in it.
Oh yeah, she'll be in it.
And then they have Rosemary from TNA.
Rosemary's like, she's still going, man. Jesus.
I got one. I would love for Soruka to be in the Rumble.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she fine.
You know what she reminds me of? Almost, and I feel like she can do similar types of stuff. Remember when Casey, what was her last name? Catanzaro?
Catanzaro, yeah, the American Ninja Warrior.
Oh yeah.
Why do I see Soruka doing similar spots like that?
Because you know what her finish is, so you know that she'd be able to do it.
And then I just want to know one thing: are we going to get the Kofi Kingston spot again?
I think so.
If we do, I hope it's Kofi for a change because he hasn't done it in a while.
I think they'll switch it to Javon.
Well, if they did, yeah, he'd be a good substitute.
He'd be
Not going to have Kofi in it because I'm pretty sure Javon Evans would be able to do a one-hand handstand back.
And shout out to Javon Evans not having a concussion. Thank God. But damn, they booked this guy so wrong because they booked the big commercial break saying he was cleared. You stupid scumbags.
Trey, tell us how you really feel.
I feel that they
doing
booked Javon Evans so bad. He's been cleared during the commercial break when nobody was watching. And Jesus, he was in an awkward segment backstage last night. I mean, with AJ Styles, what the hell was that about? I didn't even understand that. It was so weird.
But I will say this. I said this before when I joined. I'll say this again. Am I that high on the Rumble this year? No, because unless you watch ESPN, there was no advertisement for it at all.
That's crazy.
But I look at it this way. I think the fact that the Rumble this year is so unpredictable that we don't know how it's going to play out, I think that's what makes me more intrigued by it than anything. Is because it's the uncertainty that we were talking about.
Yeah, got a point. I can't argue with you on that one.
No.
To me, yes, you have the two undercard matches, which are going to be good. Don't get me wrong. But I think the fact that you got the two Rumble matches and it's not so clear cut this year. I think it's going to be very telling to see, A, the direction this company goes going into Mania. And B, I'm going to say this right now. I think coming out of Saturday, we're going to see basically the landscape of WWE for at least 2026.
Do you guys feel that this Saturday Royal Rumble will deliver or will underwhelm?
Kevin, you can go first on this one.
I mean, with what we've been saying for a few weeks now, with how the build has been and how we think, this really hasn't been all that great, this is probably going to shape up to be one of the best Royal Rumbles ever. Just off of the lack of hype and lack of anything to do with it. But it also could very well be the absolute, drizzling craps. The whole thing just sucks.
And I'll go this far. We're also forgetting another name who we could see on Saturday. Royce Keys.
Oh,
also known as the guy formerly known
Powerhouse
as
Hobbs.
And we're also forgetting about somebody else that I just thought of. Another superstar who's in the process of currently leaving New Japan.
Oh, David Friendly, right?
No. Who's been rumored and I think signed with WWE. Evil.
Oh.
I would love to see.
Now I hate that I'm not going to be able to watch in a conventional manner.
I'll tell you right now, you want to debut some of these guys? I'd rather debut the Rumble in Saudi.
I'll have him in the Rumble, but I think NXT can use them because
But I'll even go a step further. They always say, they're always afraid with certain guys as far as, how to get them there without people noticing. It's much easier to get somebody like Evil, who I think lives in Japan,
Yeah,
over to
it's a little bit
Saudi.
easier to get him. It's like a 8 or 9 hour flight versus like damn near 24.
But we forgot there's a few names who we could see.
Yeah. And David Finley is definitely on that list of names that potentially could be over there.
But Jay, to answer your question, it's what I said before. Do I think it can deliver? Yes. Because of the uncertainty. Because I think you're going to have more people. I'm going to go out on a limb here with what I say, and this could be a hot take. I think when you look at the numbers after the Rumble, they would say, oh, the Rumble was viewed by this many, whatever. I think you're going to get a bigger number this year than you have in the last 5 years because of the uncertainty. Because I think people are going to be intrigued to see who's going to show up and how it's all going to play out come Saturday. Plus, also, it's early in the day. It's 2:00 in the afternoon.
True test for Triple H's booking, I'll say that. This is the ultimate test.
This is going to be the big one right here.
Yeah, this is the big one for him.
This is where it's. I'm not going to say it's do or die for him, but this is where it's going to be. He can either shut up a lot of naysayers come Saturday, or he'll be dealing with a lot more people ridiculing him.
Or get rid of him, put somebody else.
I don't know.
I would. If it's going to be crap WrestleMania again, I would change it. Give it to Paul Heyman. Shit.
But like I said, I think that's basically all we got for tonight. Kevin, I'll take over wrapping up everything. First of all, I want to thank you, Kevin, for kind of running everything solo.
Yeah, what? Man.
It was like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
you saved it, man. You were doing your thing, man.
I appreciate that a lot.
I don't remember what I said at all.
Go back. Okay. Off of that, if you missed what Mr. Wilson said, go back to watch the show.
I love the intro, by the way. It's cool. The intro is cool. It's awesome. I saw it.
Yeah, yes, here's the part that I'm nervous about is the outro. I hope it works the way that I think it should work.
Okay, but before we get to the outro, and I haven't even had a chance to see the intro yet. Jay, throw it to you first. Final thoughts.
Well, I'm hoping that it would be a good Royal Rumble, because if not, I would truly feel disappointed. I hope we get the shocks and amaze that John and Wilson say, and I hope it comes into fruition. If not, WWE is going to have a problem moving forward. So I'm looking forward to it. Not at 2:00. I'm not going to wake up and turn it on at 2:00. That's just silly to me. So I'll watch it at night. I'll stay away from social media. Stay away from our conference room. I'll definitely stay away from that. And I will basically watch it at night with a drink in my hand, enjoying the way the Rumble should be enjoyable. So, yes. And thanks for everybody tuning into the show. We love you guys, man.
Mr. Wilson, I'll throw it to you now.
So thank you guys for allowing me to go and do this for 20 minutes or so. I remember what I said. I was talking about Saturday night's main event. I'm just pulling your legs. I guess my final thought is help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Bob Barker. Guys, final thoughts from me. Like I said, if you missed the announcement from earlier, March 14th, Around the Ropes will be live from the Wrestling Collector store in Stockholm, New Jersey. So we got that coming up. Definitely check out Around the Ropes on all social media for all your latest information about, what's going on with the show. Any changes will all be on there. Like I said, we're on Spotify. And as weeks go on, I will get more of our episodes back up on there as well. Just been kind of busy the last couple of weeks. But for everybody here, for Jay and Kevin, I'm John. This has been the Round the Ropes Radio Show. We'll catch you guys next time.
Love ya. Bye. Love you guys. We love you.